Hey, dreamers, welcome back to your Dream Coach podcast. I'm your host, Shayla Wey. I'm a small business coach, team builder, growth strategist, and believer that your dream life starts the moment you lead like you mean it. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest, most uncomfortable truths in business, and that is what got you here won't get you there. So if you're feeling like you've hit a ceiling, where you've grown, but you're stuck or tired or unsure of how to keep going without burning out, this episode is for you. This shift is really one that I've walked through personally, one that I've coached dozens of leaders through, and it always comes down to this: is if you want to scale your business, your income, your freedom, you have to shift your mindset first. This conversation is grounded in my 3 pillars: leadership, fulfillment, growth, because scaling isn't just about systems and revenue. It's about identity, energy, and becoming a more expanded version of you. And before we dive in, I want to invite you to join the LFG Business Academy on School. It's totally free. And inside, you'll get access to my mini leadership series, a growing community of entrepreneurs, leaders, business owners. And it's going to give you practical tools to help you lead better, feel more fulfilled, and grow with intention. So head over to the show notes and you can join us there. But let's get into it. I want to kick off by just talking about how doing more isn't the same as growing more. And I'm going to say that again, is that doing more isn't the same as growing more. What I found is that early on in business, hustle works. You're scrappy, you're hands-on, you're everywhere. But as you grow, what used to work starts to backfire, or it doesn't necessarily get us the same growth as it did at the beginning. And the mindset shift is this: is scaling isn't about doing more. It's about doing less of the right things. So you have to unlearn the belief that your value is tied to how many hours you work or how much you carry. Growth at the next level requires clarity, boundaries, and strategic focus. So this means letting go of busy work and leaning into your zone of genius. We also need to pivot from control to trust. And this is that delegation dilemma I see in coaching clients. And it's a biggie because when you're used to doing everything yourself, delegating can feel risky. But what I found is that you can't scale what you won't let go of. So at some point, you have to stop being the doer of everything and start being the leader of something bigger. So that means trusting people, building systems, and yes, being okay when things aren't done exactly your way. So the shift here is from control to trust, and it's not easy. And it's really the only way though to grow beyond yourself. And I support a lot of clients through this phase because if it doesn't happen, we end up really staying stuck. We also need to start thinking of our identity upgrade and starting to let go of the older you. One of the hardest parts of scaling is shedding the version of you who got you this far. You were the one who figured it out. You were the one that maybe said yes to more clients. You wore 17 hats, but the version of you that builds a scalable, values aligned business, that person leads differently. And what I have found is that scaling requires an identity shift from solo scrapper to CEO. That means rewriting the story you tell yourself about who you are and what your role is. It's not ego, it's evolution. When we scale without selling our souls, so if you're listening to this podcast, I know you care about integrity. And what I've seen over and over is that people fear scaling because they associate it with burnout or selling out. And I have been there multiple times as I've grown and scaled my businesses. But what I found is that growth doesn't have to cost your values or your vision or your joy. In fact, scaling should enhance all of those. The key is building a business that fits you, not a business that forces you to fit it. And so fulfillment doesn't come from staying small. It comes from building with alignment. And so your mindset around money will make or break that next level. That'll be a big part about that. Because let's talk about it for a second about the scaling requiring investing. It's going to invest time and energy and money. And this is what I found that a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck around is they want to grow, but they're afraid to spend. They want to lead, but they're afraid to hire. And they want abundance, but they're clingy to scarcity. So scaling starts with believing I can handle more, I'm worthy of more, I'm ready for more. But if your beliefs don't support that, then your actions won't either. So shifting, it's like the chicken and the egg we need one, but we can't do that without the other. And so investing for that next level of growth, when I've seen my clients really put their financial investments to their growth, when it's in alignment, the business grows every single time. Because letting our systems be your freedom is going to be a key part in not feeling like we're in a cage. So early on, and I've mentioned this on other podcasts, that systems can feel like shackles. But what I found is that at the scaling stage, systems are what free you. They allow consistency, they reduce decision fatigue, and they create clarity for your team and a better experience for your clients. The shift here is seeing structure not as a restriction, but as a strategy for sustainable success. And it's one of the biggest reasons why leaders stay in their growth without burning out. Now, the point of this next one here is when we stop solving problems with more effort and we start solving problems with a better strategy, there's a point where your default of I'll just work harder becomes your downfall. And what I have found is that successful scaling isn't about more energy. It is about better decisions. So that means pausing to ask, is this actually working? What's the root of this issue? What system, person, or mindset shift would solve this permanently? So effort got you here, but strategy gets you there. And your energy is now a business asset. This is one of my favorite mindset shifts. When you're scaling, your energy isn't optional, it's essential. And I found that how you show up ripples. Your clients feel it, your team mirrors it, your brand reflects it. So taking care of your energy, your routines, your mindset, your space is not self-indulgent. It's strategic leadership. When you lead from overflow instead of depletion, you build something that lasts. So you need to lead leaders, not just manage tasks. And as your business grows, so does your team. And this shift is crucial because what got you here was doing the work. What gets you there is developing other people to do it well. So what I've learned is that leading leaders, not just managing these tasks, is one of the most powerful multipliers. When you coach your team to own their role, to think like owners, to grow their capacity, what's in it for them? You scale exponentially, not just linearly. And when our mission is bigger than ourselves, right? The mission has to get bigger than you. Scaling isn't about ego. It's about impact. The mindset shift here is this isn't just about me anymore. It's about who I serve, what I stand for, the legacy I'm building. So when you stay connected to your mission, when you let it grow with you, you stop being afraid of growth and start being pulled by it. Leadership, fulfillment, and growth expand when your mission does. So here's the truth. What got you here was grit, hustle, creativity, a whole lot of figuring out as you went along. But what's going to get you to the next level is different. It's about stepping into CEO leadership level, aligning your actions with your vision, trusting your team, building scalable systems, and taking care of your energy like the asset it is. Scaling isn't just about reaching more people. It's about becoming more of who you're meant to be. If you're ready to take this seriously, come join us in the LFG Business Academy on School. It's free, it's fun, and it's full of other small business owners doing the inner work and the outer strategy to lead better, grow stronger, and feel more fulfilled. You'll get my free mini leadership series, plus workshops, sheets, and all the resources I wish I had when I was starting to scale. The link is always in the show notes. I'd love to see you in there. And as always, because your dream life starts the way you lead, the way you live, and the way you grow. I'm Shayla Wey, and I'll see you next time on your Dream Coach podcast.